Okay, so time now for us to check out the stories that are making the headlines or that have been making the headlines since somewhere last night till this morning. And we'll start off, of course, as always, from home.
NigeriaOnline.com.
Yes,
so
NigeriaOnline.com.
let's see, load shedding eases as power supply meets demand. Gridco and bulk power distributor Ghana Grid Company has indicated that the current load shedding has been suspended because power producers are now generating enough power to meet the nation's demand. I just hope this is not a Christmas package.
Oh, well, they say they have power now, at least till the foreseeable future. I wonder how foreseeable the future is. But you know that even 3 days from now is still foreseeable future because we don't know what the future holds.
Night time is still foreseeable future.
It's still foreseeable future.
But
so.
I just hope it's not a Christmas package, really, because we've heard these things over and over and over and over for how many times in this year?
Well, now they say they actually have enough. They've bought enough crude to produce power. And I think just yesterday I heard Francis, you know Francis on the energy desk, he said, one of his sources had said that America was also going to come on stream, I think, by 31st, which is tomorrow.
Okay.
So, so if you are saying...
after all, a Merry Christmas wasn't, you know,
it was
set
a Merry Christmas, yes. It was a Merry Christmas for us.
Okay, and Kwamina Donko can actually stay in office.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
He said we should give him 2 more weeks.
2 more
so
weeks.
So at least for 2 more weeks, he can stay in office.
No. If we have this one now and 2 more weeks is going to improve,
that's what I'm saying. So for me,
his office.
I like to be the proverbial doubting Thomas. 2 more weeks. Let's see how the 2 more weeks
Don't
go.
worry, 2 more weeks,
I know
he will cement his office.
Because I forgot yesterday, someone sent us a strong message. He said, Johnny, please, make sure you don't go soft on Dr. Kwabena Donko. So I'm just trying to do that. So I'm giving him 2 more
The
weeks.
man has his office. That's just okay. This one is enough proof. 2 weeks, he will do more.
Okay.
Sure. Okay, so
government says January 5, meeting with Labour over utility tariff increases. And you know that since the utility tariffs were increased, electricity almost 60%, water almost 67%. There's been all that
paying more for what you don't have.
Exactly. And the Labour unions are threatening demonstrations and all that. So on January 5, the employment minister, that's Haruna Idrisu, is going to be meeting with the Ghana Employers Association as well as TUC to discuss all these. And well, we are hoping that they will not just talk about it and just discuss and then that's the end of the matter, but they will actually review it. What happened to Kofi Kapito's case anyway? It was supposed to have been called...
I haven't also followed up on that, but many a time...
I think the timing too wasn't right.
Yes, they start, and I was saying yesterday, we all chase after it with so much energy, and within a twinkle of an eye, everybody slows down
because
and they are relaxing.
The case was supposed to have been heard the week after he filed,
and
we were getting close to Christmas then. I don't know, I don't remember exactly when the courts went on break, but if it was around that week, then he also didn't file it early enough for the determination. Well, so it means then probably...
Eventually the year will start, the new year will come,
activities
so
then
will go back to normal, and we'll definitely see how things unfold. But really, I believe this meeting I'm very hopeful that this meeting will bring us positive results because I do not see why in times where I do not even have the power, I have to pay more. And that reminds me of that joke.
Say if you pay more, then you'll get extra money and they
No. It's also about time that we are given quality and asked to pay for the quality. It shouldn't always be pay before you get quality. I mean, it's if you want me to pay before I get it, then I can call the shots. But you don't call the shots and I pay, it doesn't happen, I pay, it doesn't happen. And when it continues like that, it gives a different feeling and it makes paying tax very reluctant. Yes, so I just hope that it's about that time, 2016. It's election year. Hey, it should be Christmas every day.
Really? Christmas every day? You wish, Papa. Okay, let's check out the next story. Another interesting one. Aite Powers apologizes to TB Joshua. Quote, he told me not to fight Bankum, but I disobeyed. What's the with Aite Powers?
Too much. No. So for the first fight, okay, so the day that he beats Banku, I'm sure he will come back and tell us that thank you, Pastor TB Joshua.
He said he should fight on that day. Because the first one of the excuses was that Prophet TB Joshua told him not to fight Banku on that date.
But he went ahead.
And he went.
And that's how
this one
lost.
Too, he's saying that still Boxing Day, he was told not to fight Banku on Boxing Day. And he decided to fight Banku on Boxing Day. So he lost again because he disobeyed Prophet TB Joshua. So what if he had won this fight in Kumasi.
I don't know. He
on
would have
Boxing
said
Day.
that.
And
Thank you,
TB
Prophet
Joshua had
TB
said
Joshua.
he shouldn't fight.
That's also another interesting question. He said, "Don't fight. You go
And
and
you
fight,
go and fight and you win. Then what would he have said?
I don't know, but there are too many excuses for things not done properly. You go and fight, you give all the talk. Talk is cheap, so you're able to afford that. Go and do what you do best. You couldn't do that one. And you come and stand and tell us, TB Joshua said, don't fight. For how long would you be giving this excuse? I don't know.
So what if Prophet TB Joshua told him not to fight at all again?
Well, I'm sure we should just go to the next story and leave.
No, I still don't understand, because
it's full of
you know there was
excuses.
another story. I don't know if it's a joke or if it was true, that he had is it an upset tummy or
Upset tummy,
constipation
he was
or
in a
something.
hary
Yes,
to get to the washroom, so he had to allow himself to be knocked down at the fifth round.
So he can go to the washroom. I mean, seriously.
Well, I think that's more of a spoof than the truth. But, well, coming from my jaw online, this is credible. The fact that
this was
he has apologized.
Nathaniel's interview with him. So,
okay.
And you know Nat was a ring announcer for this particular bout again.
No, but I love the way they start the story. The fighter is keeping up with his culture of excuses after losing.
Yeah, of course. After losing every time, he comes up with an excuse.
ITPRS, please, next time exercise
next
right.
time, I'm not promoting your fight again.
Well, but IMF set January 13 for Ghana review. That's the 116 million injection likely. And the IMF has finally settled on January 13 as a new date to review Ghana's performance under the fund's austerity program. And so January 13, I'm sure the country will get warmed up again. Everybody, all ears tuned, waiting to hear what Tekpe and the World IMF is going to come up with. And you can imagine.
So far, they said we did well this year.
You think it will be the same perception in the opposition camp?
Not in terms of the everything, but in terms of the guidelines, the conditionalities and things they've given us.
Okay.
So far, they said we are being obedient, we are following it.
Okay. But so that gives us better prospects.
Well, that's why the story is saying that we are likely to get the other $116 million by after the January 13th.
But I would not be surprised to hear any of the opposition parties come out to say that
we don't deserve it.
IMF has been bribed, actually.
Who is going to bribe them and for how much? They are the ones giving you the money.
Because you see, whenever there's review, then later, after stories come out, and the story is always, no, the government did this commissions, connived, condoned this way to get the story out. It's not the reality. IMF is saying this, but what it actually... Well, don't worry, because there'll be a lecture on the review.
Of course, and we have our own George Weafe, who is the IMF. He's a darling to the IMF people.
So he'll be giving secrets.
Of course, he'll be able to tell us.
No, but there definitely will be a lecture after this review, trust me.
Oh, well.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there'll be a lecture.
Yeah,
after
we will
review.
expect it.
Sure.
We'll expect what the lecture would say.
Well, so... Snapshots 2015 and the year of goats, chaos, and scandals, part 2. Okay, so on my jaw online, you get an opinion piece, but of course it's a review of the year.
Yeah.
So I love that, the goats, chaos, and scandals.
Of course. Remember we talked about the dead goats making it to the top 20 or so African quotes yesterday. Okay. So yes, the year of dead goats. Oh, sorry, the year of goats.
The goats are still living.
Yeah. So there's a goats there.
Irrespective of how much of them have been eaten up this Christmas.
Yeah.
We still have a couple of goats walking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we can go on. Others have suffered wardrobe malfunction, but Wise's was brain malfunction. And Wiser, like the other guy, is also set to release an apology of an... Okay, so yesterday we played that song here, and the song is... Wiser, you could spend a bit more time. I was trying to suggest that he could have used any of his previous rhythms. That is good. And just do a remix, this time with the apology lyrics. So that, it's something that catches, something that we so, that beat is good. You listen to it, oh, that's his apology song. But as it is now, the song he put out there, I don't know, it's not kicking in enough.
Because when I heard... even before I listened to the song, I was told Wiser had released an apology song. My mind first went to Akon. After that, his club incident where he threw a fan and they said apparently the girl was underage and all that, so he had to be roughed up with the police and all that. And then he came back with his apology song. It was a nice song.
It was.
I mean, for a while, I was enjoying the song without even knowing that Akon was apologizing until a day I decided to sit down and listen to the lyrics of the song.
I believe
then
he
I
had
realized,
a nice opportunity,
okay,
especially when the typical Ghanaian is that emotional person who would forgive, who has more room for understanding, accommodation, tolerance, and will forgive. After you do a silly thing and you come back to say, I am sorry. You know, showing remorse is also a sign of an apology itself. Then you go on to apologize. Then you go on to tell us you are ready to bear all the consequences that comes with your reactions. And then you go on to actually use your medium to do an apology, to reach out to everybody who you may have offended. And you do that song. I mean, hey, it was a fine opportunity to grab an attention again.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, I will.
Maybe he should have. Who sang the song? You're gonna burr. You're gonna burr.
I'm trying to remember.
There's baby, I'm sorry. Maybe you should have borrowed that song.
Maybe just this time was
that one was a cool,
a fine opportunity for him to actually,
even though it was a love apologizing for whatever he has done.
Wiser, get wiser. Brain malfunction. Well, so wiser.
People too are harsh. Brain malfunction,
but of course, now the police has officially charged him.
So right now we're waiting. Like I said, I'm sure the holidays they meant was including
after
the new year.
Festive season. Then
so maybe from 4th going, which is Monday,
perhaps
next week, probably we'll start hearing of him and what the police intend to do with him and how his matter will end.
Okay,
so let's see the next story. And politics. Political parties raise concerns over manual verification in 2016. Some major political parties are cautioning against the possible abuse of the manual verification system during the 2016 elections. Now, seriously, I'm tired of all these verification issues. One, we say we want machine verification. We brought it. We say, no, the machines are breaking down. They are not of good quality. Now, the EC says, okay, we'll do machine and we'll do manual. Now, you say, well, manual too, you don't want. Machine too, you don't want. So what do we want?
Nothing.
Okay, then we shouldn't vote again.
I don't know, but you see, for these political parties, there are things they see, they make noise about, but they cannot speak to the truth of the issue. Because
everybody's politicizing. Everybody's slanting it to make him look good or him look vulnerable. That, but if you don't do it this way, it will affect my chances. And you know that me already, I have only like 2 people supporting me, and I don't even have this and I don't have that, so why don't you do this?
Exactly. It's more like you chance on me. I'm trying to hide something. And I am the first to accuse you. You ask me to get up because I'm hiding the thing under my leg or something on the seat I'm seated on. I cannot get up confidently. So I keep pushing, blaming you. It becomes a blame game. They know what they do together behind us. So when they come out, all they can do is make the noise. And even they know what they've planned. Exactly.
For the election.
So because I just do not get it. Okay, so let's do you machine verification. You have a problem with that. Do this, do that, do that, do that. Okay, so let's do manual verification. And that's, again, what else in this world doesn't have?
That's what I'm saying. So there's no verification. You just go and vote and go home. That's all.
But of course,
we'll check the register. We'll check the register. So that's the verification.
No, but traditionally...
And I'm sure that's the manual one that they are saying that they have issues with as well.
We all know
But we've been doing that for ages.
We've been doing it for ages.
I mean, the first time I voted, all I had to do was show up, present my ID card. They looked through the register. Okay, they saw my name. They ticked. They said, okay. I went to the next box. They gave me the ballot papers.
The truth is that if we have the machine verification and everybody will be honest, which we lack, then we shouldn't have these back and forth about no machine verification, no manual verification. At this point, in the 21st century, why talk about manual verification anyway? Is that what happens everywhere? No. Just walk in. You see, we've gotten to that point where you just go. It's the election. 7th December comes. You just walk to.
Maybe 7th November because we are bringing.
Okay, it's still under
Parliament is yet to
All right. So come the 7th November or December, you just walk, just thump, and go away joyfully, peacefully. And when it's time for the counting, you don't have to go and be queuing and be fighting, and there won't even be any ballot box to take away.
The part that.
The screen should be there.
Okay, so
you thumb it. It goes into the
Why do you go back to the polling station again to go and listen to the results? The EC will announce the winner anyway. Okay, maybe because of me. I don't have time to finish voting. And then at 5 o'clock, imagine I go and vote at 7 or 8 in the morning. then I'll go home, do all that I have to do, and then I come back again at 5 to come
The
and
question
listen to
I'm
the
trying to
results.
ask is, why is it that our political leaders just cannot, take the bitter pill and fix policies and execute those policies and make them work?
Well, they are doing. I tell you, they are doing it.
Anyway,
Okay, the last story on our headline pages on My Joy Online.
God's mystery, purpose, and highest expectation for celebrating Christmas. And so the annual celebration of Christmas will be reduced to empty rituals if Christians fail to see God's purpose for bringing Jesus Christ to the world that calls for the remembrance. And so basically,
That's
this
also
is an opinion
piece.
piece that is bringing our attention to the fact that Christmas is not just for partying or
But that's what it has
eating.
become anyway.
It's become that, but that is why this opinion piece is bringing our attention, reminding us that the purpose for Christmas is the birth of Christ.
Yeah.
And the birth of Christ, the purpose of the birth of Christ was to come for to save us. And so it's about time you also got closer, get into the word, and inform yourself, remind yourself of the purpose of Christ.
But I think even among Christians, for some, it's just become mere ritual. I mean, oh, it's 24th. Oh, I have to go to church. Oh, it's 25th, Christmas Day, there's church service. Okay, so I'm going.
31st night.
31st, oh, it's watch night.
There's flooding in the church
There's
rooms.
jump over, there's crossover, there's run over, there's fly over, there's move over,
well,
there's crawl over, and
sure.
all that over.
Tomorrow
So
we'll be sharing New Year resolutions. We'll be sharing how people spend their 31st night, and interesting stories will come up. I already know one though. I'll share that tomorrow.
Okay, because I honestly don't get it. Me, I think personally, Christmas has become just an annual ritual for people.
Yeah.
It's just going through the motions. Okay, yeah, it's Christmas. Oh, that thing again. Okay, so you have to go to church. Okay, if you don't go to church, you go to parties, go and drink, and then that's it.
Sure. See that story, Minority Demands review of $98 million.
So maybe we can read a bit of that story.
Electrification deal.
Smarties has come up in the news again. You know,
No,
after
I'm confused. No, it's I know there was a Brandon. This is talking about electrification. Yes.
Yeah.
This is talking about what about electrification and Smarties production?
Okay, so let's go up. It says the minority leader in Parliament, Osei Mensah, is demanding a review of $98 million deal involving Smarties Production and Management Limited to ensure value for money. Though the deal has been approved by Parliament, again, Parliament has approved it, the minority leader claimed the majority used its numbers to push the suspicious deal through on the last day of sitting before the Christmas break. Osei Mensah alleged that Smarties is fronting for a Chinese firm in the $98 million rural electrification deal with the state. And that's where I don't understand. I mean, Smarties, as far as I know, is a film production or is it TV and film production?
It's a media outfit, kind of.
And they have one artist, a musician they are managing.
Which is that?
Sonny Badu.
Sonny Badu.
I know Salasi manages Sonny's career now. I don't know if the league is almost ended, but I think she still is manager of Sonny. So this is what I know Smarties for. So when even the bus branding issue came up, first question I asked was, Smarties, what do they know about branding, or what have they got to do with branding?
Okay, so
that one passes.
The company is registered not
as
just
a production company.
Not necessarily a production company, though they may have gone to review their registration and what the company does and add it on. It's also possible.
But branding, yes, still falls in line with your production and management.
Electrification.
But exactly. How does electrification enter?
I do not want to doubt Parliament's
management
ability and capabilities, and whether they understood whether Smarties production actually qualify to front this. Remember, it's just a fronting company and not the one.
Well, that's what they are alleging now. So we don't know whether it really that is the case, or whether indeed Smarties is the one going to execute this rural electrification project.
We ought to look into this story. But, this happened yesterday morning when Kujo Ponkuma was back on the Super Morning Show.
Yeah, unfortunately, we missed him. We couldn't listen because we were here talking to you at the time.
Sure. So
at the time we were done, he was also wrapping up.
Well, they are cautioning. We'll look into this issue because myself, I think there are lots more questions I cannot confidently ask.
I've now got more questions running through my head than I probably.
Smarties
because
production.
when you know a firm for something and now they've been associated with something totally different, something
I
never know
do not have a problem with that because of the possibility that that documents might reflect the extra things they are doing. And especially when, yes, Martin's production here is just fronting for a Chinese company.
Supposedly.
Supposedly. We would look into that, then our questions can come.
Well.
Well, I think we can move on to City
So
FM.
yeah, let's go to City FM and see what stories they also have over there.
Got on their page. So
PNC moves to stop members from joining IR. Okay, we did this story yesterday. And of course, Fifi Kuti wins the K2 South NDC prime. And it was such a huge margin.
Yeah.
He had what, I think like 14,000. And the second guy had like 1,000 something. And I'm wondering, okay, so why was there even why was there even the case in court to stop the election in the first place? And the guy who took the matter up, he didn't even make it to the final elections anyway. One, you've wasted everybody's time. Two, you've made people miss their Christmas banku and things and their farm to come and vote again, and still they voted for Fifi Kuti anyway. So what's the point?
They are retaining, while K2 South is retaining. Let's go to Upper West Akim MP, whose members want him out. So while some are retaining, others are kicking out.
Well, if they want him out, they have next year to do that.
Sure, so
I'm sure they even voted for him again in the primaries, and he's won. So what's their beef now? If you don't want him, why did you vote for him?
Yes.
You voted for him, he's won. So let him do his work.
I think we should take a look at the story. Save us from collapse, local cement manufacturers. Because for me, made in Ghana, if we grow our industries, if we restock our industries to be able to produce for local consumption, I believe we can beat down prices and stay up. But interestingly, the local producers, local products are more
they're more expensive than imported ones.
So I just...
And I remember the last time the issue was that Dangote Cement had taken over the market.
Yes.
So the youth in the Volta region even decided to protest, and they were not happy about the fact that Dangote had taken over. But I mean, the other companies are also there, they are working.
It's higher than some of those
so if that's what we
products,
can
and that's
afford,
what we can afford.
Why not?
Well,
okay, let's go to the BBC page then, Fred, if this one is not opening.
Yeah,
so let's check out. Voting due to begin in Central African Republic elections. They have Central African Republic is voting in a delayed elections aimed at restoring stable government after years of turmoil. And one good thing I've heard so far is that the current or the caretaker government, if you like, they are not contesting. None of them there is contesting. And that's the kind of Africa we want to see. Not
that honesty.
You are put in there as caretaker coach.
And then turn
the
around
next day,
and tell you this money, this street, let me stay in and
you are supposed
maintain.
to fix, you are supposed to just be there, organize elections and move on. But then before I realize, then they also want to now be voted president, and then everything
become owners.
Yeah, exactly.
but
the caretaker takes over the property from you.
It really calls for self-pinching and self-discipline to be able to do that. Because I believe by now, whatever he's gone through, he would have enjoyed the...
Well, actually, it hasn't been very rosy for her, Catherine Samba-Panza. Okay. No, it hasn't been very rosy. So
then perhaps
it makes sense if she says she doesn't want to, because the violence between the Seleka rebels and the Balaka still continues. So, I mean, really, why would you want all that headache all over again when you had a period of, let's say, less than 3 years to run administration, and these people still won't stop fighting, and you say you still want to be their president.
Still want to be.
I would have even organized the election a day after I was given the power. I would start planning the election from that day. Anyway. To be in 2 months' time.
Okay, so
South Africa King's retrial bid fails. Okay, South Africa's Justice Minister throws out a bid by the Thembu King to reopen his criminal trial so that he can avoid serving a 12-year jail sentence. Also, worries grow over strongest El Nino. As for this one, well, this El Nino, we're expecting it's expected to linger into 2016. Wow, and there are concerns about increased food insecurity across Africa, exactly, especially in the Horn of Africa, the Somalia, Sudan area. They are already not enjoying the season. No,
because they won't stop fighting.
So now they are depending on food aid a lot. Because, Charlie, if you watch documentaries from the DW did a special feature recently, it wasn't pleasant at all. I mean, it was terrible.
They'll stop fighting. They'll stop.
Because their farms, it was a millet. There was a farmer and his wife. Even the millet, they plucked it from the tree. Some were rotting. somewhere so dry, when they beat it, they won't even get anything from it.
Well,
And
when
these
you say a
people need to
prayer,
eat.
say one for that, brothers and sisters.
And the weather keeps getting worse.
Yes, over there too. Well, some of you are sharing your thoughts with us on some of the headlines online, and let's see. Okay, so are our politicians still going to chop Ghanaian money again as we approach 2016? Oh God, don't let them see. Oh, come on, don't let them see 2016 though. And that's coming from you.
You don't want to see me, I want to see.
Configure 2, one Sarbury. Okay, I hope I just got the town right. Good morning. You guys are looking sweet. I like your top, Gladys. Thank you. Are you guys couples too from Charlotte? I see. Well.
So which is now, anybody who come here is a couple.
No, once you drive, you're a couple. Hi, good morning. You guys are fantastic. Does this wiser guy have advices? If yes, then it's either he does not listen to them, or they do not do their work well, because this dude is losing it. And that's coming from you, Danny in Akonsombo.
Maybe Hama will be the best person to answer this question.
Sure.
You know, the last time he gave a definition, I saw him on TV, I don't remember which channel, but he was trying to give a breakdown of the powers of the artist manager.
Okay.
And he says you are just more like running his diary for him.
Yeah.
You don't they don't listen to you per se, no.
Yeah.
You are the artist manager,
that
all right.
These days, that's what our artists actually do. You
are just a glorified title holder of artist manager,
Yes.
but he does what he wants.
Well.
Yours is just to book his shows and clear his diary. And
you become like a PA, actually.
Exactly.
Yes,
you become like a PA for them.
Okay, so the law-making bodies should allow Wiser to go. Where were they when Chris Brown smoked weed on stage? Where were they when Kubolo and Mensah's nude picture went viral on social media?
They didn't put
To me, the way they are handling this issue is unfair. People have done worse things than this, but the lawmaking bodies were silent about it. In fact, Wiser showed more remorse than those corrupt judges, but yet we forgave them and even award them with benefits. If Wiser is put before court, then I suggest they should put all artists whose music videos depict indecent behaviors also in court. They should give us a break. And that is coming from you, Cyril Inwa. I don't know if the judges have been pardoned and given benefits as well.
Not all of them.
Not all of them, of course.
I think it was just about a few of them. Very few.
Very few.
And they were those who were supposed to have shown remorse and a few other things. Not all of them got their benefits. No.
So,
no. And for One Love and Mensah, that picture was even taken. Was it Hungary or Norway or so? One of the places.
Exactly.
And someone
it did not happen in Ghana here.
And someone decided to put
they
it
shared
out.
it. They did not put it out.
Exactly.
Somebody else shared it. So obviously, if you want them also, then we should be talking about the sex tapes that came out that people dropped, and we all watched, and we had to do something about that. They means
Chris
people
was
also
smoking. He was smoking e-cigar.
Chris's honest, according to the organizers of the event, was not the real. It was the e-cigar.
It was part of his act. But this one, even if it's part of your act, trust me, yesterday, Makokweku...
That wasn't an e-penis.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't an
real
one. And Makokweku said he went to show to the world the thing that the men have hidden over the years, trying to make women feel that we are very powerful and very important. And he just decided to show it free of charge.
So he displayed the power of men.
So it is that he did, or it is what he did, that, because the Constitution abhors it. I mean, it's not only in Ghana, anywhere in the world, indecent exposure of that nature,
it's criminal.
Definitely,
yes,
you will be dealt with. Trust me, if Chris Brown even does it in America, he will be dealt with. Even
I don't know which country allows that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even Beyonce, who is now the superwoman of the entertainment world, if she does it, she'll be dealt with. Trust me. So, Chris, let's not just say, sorry, Cyril. Let's just say because he did it, and because One Love did it, and because
the fact that he's come out to say he's sorry, he's shown remorse, does not justify that action.
But the question is, did he do it or not?
Because otherwise, then we all can strip here and come back and say sorry.
So what if I also just decide to drop my pants now and
but
say,
of course,
sorry,
trust me, many of them out there want to see.
So I drop my pants and then I say, sorry, my belt was loose and then it fell. So then me too, I have said sorry. And I've said it almost immediately after.
So I mean, it's not about showing remorse and saying sorry so it can happen. We all can do it anyway. We can do
anybody at all.
Somebody ought to be responsible. And the beauty is that he says he's ready to face his consequence.
So
when he has gone through the experience and he comes back to share the experience, and it would make him a better person, I believe. So I mean, what he's been through so far, I believe will make him a better person. And if he mounts the next stage, big stage, and he would go like that again, he will show his own everything to the whole world. That's just his own headache.
For all you know, even the remorse that he's shown may touch the heart of the judge who may eventually sit on this.
Just like the judges who showed remorse have touched hearts.
So that the judge may decide to lessen his sentence. You know, like Kwakesi eventually had to do just a day because he had shown remorse, he was sick and all that.
Don't say a day. The man had been in there for how many
months?
No, I mean
officially, when the sentence actually came.
Which one is official now?
The actual sentence was a day.
No, but he had spent how many days?
Oh yeah, for that one, yeah.
Look at this one now.
He was on remand. And then they count.
No, but he had done all those days.
Yes,
but like say 1 day.
It is remand.
Count all the days.
No.
Well, so one more message. I wish all employees of Joy News Merry Christmas and thanks for the good work you guys are doing. And that is coming from you, Father S.K. Kumase Kofrom, to be precise. Thank you.
Kofrom, have I been there? I think so. I think I've been to Kumasi a few times.
It's Kofrom. I said Kofrom.
Yeah, you see.
You
see, she hasn't been to Kofrom before. That's what she's saying. I don't mind it. She had been there like I've been there. She wouldn't have said that.
Anyway, so the morning show still continues. We have a lot more coming your way. Please stay.